how many people do you know that are gone clear at 30 years old? Like, not many. Like, yeah, you see it, celebrities and all that stuff, but direct people that you know, how many people do you know that are gone at 30 years old? It's not often. Like, most people, if you live the normal, like, structure of life, you're gone in your 50s. Like,
when it's time to retire.
Yeah, retirement age. And that's if you do everything right and you stick to the system and all this stuff. Like, you'll be gone clear in your 50s.
Oh yeah, there we go. Yes. Hello, my brother.
Good afternoon.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are all the spillers doing?
Oh, what up, my people? I forgot about them. My bad.
Forgot about them?
Nah, it's not the signal, by the way. Just a heads up. Yeah. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great.
Yeah, sun is shining. Life is great. Hope you lovely people are okay. It's your boy Bongs.
Shay Ventures.
Yeah, we just doing a little behind the scenes setup today. Yeah, so today's topic is life after university.
Oh, we're bringing it back to that.
Yeah. I just wanted to kind of bring some insight on the realities a year after the last video, if you will.
Yeah, because I would have finished in September. It's now March, so it's 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
So I've done half a year. You've done a year and a half.
Yeah, basically. So yeah, we wanted to chop it up, kind of do the realities of it, coping, and kind of the transition into the next period of life, if you will. So yeah, let's jump straight into it. But before we do, what do we need the people to do?
Need you lot to follow us on Instagram, follow us on TikTok, follow our personal Shay Ventures, and then Sia_SGS. Like the video, comment,
yes sir,
subscribe.
Yes,
I know
sir.
it's a lot, but you know, we love you, you love us, so
keep showing us love. And we've got 100 subscribers now, by the way, so
yes sir.
big love to the people.
Well done to you, my brother.
Nope. There we go. Big love to the people. Thank you
Well
so
done
much.
to you, my brother.
Yeah.
Thank you to all the people who are supporting.
That's the one.
Yeah.
So let's get into it. So life after university. So yeah, you know, a lot of you right now are currently pretty much going through exam season. To be fair, I would
exam season just started.
And I think it's quite techie to kind of have this video so late, if you will, because you want to start thinking about life after university kind of at the start of third year. But I think what's really cool that we can do is kind of tell them, okay, what you're gonna expect to see.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So yeah, a lot of you are going through exam season right now, so it's a tough time. It's a tough period. You got to lock in, and then you graduate, and then you're done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think the biggest thing you have, right, is kind of you have the graduation day, and you're kind of like on top of the world. You think, you know, life is great. I've done it now. You know, my 3 years it's all been leading up to this X, Y, and Z. I've graduated. I'm patterned. Great, and then it's like, cool.
What now?
You see what I'm saying?
Am I going to do what I'm going to do for the rest of my life? Am I going to be lost for a little bit? Am I going to explore, enjoy,
so
come back to work? What now?
So, like, take me through it for yourself. What was kind of going through your mind, kind of post, like, after your final exam, after literally your final exam? When was it, by the way? Sorry. Do you remember?
Probably June.
Okay.
Yeah. Bit weird for me. Because coming back, so like for me, finishing uni was the end of like a huge chapter, and then the start of a new one. So it's like for me, my life has kind of changed since August, and that's because I got my first full-time job.
Congratulations.
Thank you, which is going well, and I've just become a bit more clear. I've become a bit more clear on what I want to do long term. Of which even that only kind of figured it out the end of last year. So there was still months after finishing uni. I think for me, I was fortunate enough I got a job basically before I even graduated. I got my job before I graduated. Crazy. So that was cool. But it took me a while to think about what do I want to do. Same way everybody else goes through it. Like you finish your last exam and now you're thinking,
my God, what happens now?
I'm going to need to pay for some stuff in a few months. I need an income. There's no more student loan.
Yeah, I'm out in the world on my own. Like what happens now?
So then my thought process was, I don't want to just go and get any job that's going to pay. Like I want to go into something that I generally want to work. Like I generally want to do with full time essentially, because now you've got all the time. And yeah, it took me a while to kind of figure it out. And my thing was just thinking about what do I enjoy doing? Like what do I enjoy doing skill wise? What am I good at? because I don't have a specific job that I want or career that I want to go into or
Cool.
didn't want to go into. So that's what was a bit hard for me. Like I done psychology, and it wasn't a case of like I'm going to now go and do a psychology based like job.
Be a
That's what I want to do.
psychiatrist or be an
Yeah.
assistant psychologist in a way.
Blank canvas, man.
Mm-hmm,
Blank canvas. So I had to figure out what job do I feel like would be good, and as well what's gonna pay me a decent amount. Like for me, I had to do that thing of what's gonna pay me enough for me to want to be there
mm-hmm.
and work, because
cool.
it's not something I care about, so
Mm-hmm.
to say. But it also needs to be something that where I want to be there, so I'm actually using skills that I might enjoy using or whatever.
Okay.
That's how I come to mind.
A quick question for you then. Why job? Why work? Why did you have that mindset? Surely, okay, you finished uni now. Surely you take a gap here. Why don't you take a break?
What bread? With what bread?
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is. If you saved up and all that stuff,
Mm-hmm.
cool. But the majority, you finish uni with no peas.
Damn.
So the next thing is you don't want to be living like that. You want to be able to go on and live life. So before you do that, you gotta go and work, man.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So you got the degree now. It's a lot easier. You can get your grad jobs. I think that was a big eye opener for me. I always look down on how much easier it is to get a job if you have a degree,
Mad.
because you can get a grad job.
Yeah.
If you don't have a degree, it is generally hard. I didn't believe it before, but it is. I don't believe it's harder, but I believe it's easier
Mm-hmm.
if you have a degree,
It's
because
easier.
there is more options.
My job when I graduated uni, my job at Amazon was a
Grad
graduate.
job,
It was a,
high paying, no experience, just the fact you had a degree.
yeah.
And there's loads of jobs like that for everybody that is that's finishing uni right now, going through exams, and now they're thinking they don't know what they want to do afterwards. Just think like you can get a grad job, get paid a lot, and just do what you want to do for a bit
Mm-hmm.
until you figure that out.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's almost like, okay, cool. You just graduated uni. You're not really sure what you want to do. You don't know what you want to do with your life, but you need to do something. So
Yeah.
you kind of, let's say, kind of put into a blocker into your timeline and say, for the next 2 years, let me just get some income.
Yeah.
If you've got no money saved up, if you've got money saved up, your timeline projection is a little bit different. You can kind of go on a gap year. You can travel the world. You can see the
think
world.
about what you might enjoy.
Exactly. You've got that kind of leeway and leverage, right? But the most important thing right now, we'd say, is you just need money. You need money. You need capital. Because the reality is, once you leave, you got bills to pay. You got shit to do.
Even if you go back home, you got nothing to pay for. Do you really want to be just at home, like just leeching? Like you're grown now, you're an adult now.
Yep.
You've just come from 3 years of independence. Do you really want to go back
backtrack.
home to now having to answer to mumsy?
I got you.
And
Yeah,
just
brother.
listen to rules.
Listen, bro, because I remember when I graduated, I moved back into my mum's house for about 5 months because, as I said, I didn't know what I was going. I didn't know what I was doing, where I was going. And those 5 months were hell. Going from being a free bird, doing as I want, when I want, how I want, whatever, to then being told what to do again.
Because you've had your own house, like at uni, for a good 3 years. You've had your own place, feed yourself. You can have friends over. You can go out,
Whatever
come
time.
back whenever you want, and everything. And as well, the fact if you are actually funded, you got your student finance. So
Cool.
now, if you want to do anything, if you're not making any money, you got no savings. If you want to do anything, you got to ask your parents. Like, do you really, at 21 years old, you really want to be living like that?
Yeah. So we'd say, okay, so the key number one is get capital, get income, get money,
a job.
because money will then allow you to do stuff, right? So there's kind of two ways you can do this. So it depends where you live. It depends on what kind of person you are. There are some people that, let's say you live up north, you went to uni down south. Most people generally, like in my year and his year as well, they lived up north, they went to uni down south, went back home up north because they needed 2 months to no rent, whatever. And then they moved back down south, usually to your uni location. So one thing you consider is moving to a location where you are at uni, if that makes sense.
But it's a money thing though.
If you can afford it. Yeah. Okay, I got you. Yeah. No. So when I say this is like with a job. So you find a job.
Find a job
to where you see what I mean. So a big thing for me, what I'd recommend is continue kind of that independence track record, and don't go back home. Don't go to your hometown.
Unless it's a part of the plan.
Yeah.
It's a part of the plan. And by the plan, I mean, you know what you want to do. You going back home, you've had a talk with your parents. You're going to go back home and you're going to work because it allows you to save more money. Cool. So then you can do things a bit
quicker.
Yeah.
Because you've got no
the
alcohol.
system that a lot of a lot of like well-set families have is that their kids stay at home for as long as possible. And then when they move out into their own. They buy a property. Basically, they're buying. They're not moving out to go and rent.
Yeah.
And it's because they stayed at home for as long as possible. They saved their money. They paid bills at home and all of this.
Yeah, they kind of kept it in that ecosystem.
If you can do that, then yeah, I think that's
highly recommend it. Yeah. And I think I'm the same. So this is something that I'm kind of going through right now for myself. Like even 2 years after uni, I want my own apartment. I want my own space. You know, I want to live on my own, do whatever I want. But logistics, it doesn't make sense. There you go. It doesn't fit in with the plan. So I know a lot of you right now thinking, okay, yeah, I've done this uni thing. I've done the student housing, student accommodation, whatever. I can afford to be by myself. Listen, you lot, living by yourself is not a joke, you know.
It's not a joke.
It's not a joke. It's not a joke. Listen,
student finance doesn't cover it.
Listen,
if you were to get student finance, brother, you would not be able to pay it. You would not be able to afford it.
Council tax.
It's nuts.
You lot didn't have council tax because you were a student. Council tax is £130 a month. Yeah. This is before bills, before your rent. Council tax alone. Give me that £130 a month right now. Paid. Subtract that. Yeah, living by yourself.
It's actually not a joke. Like, and I deeped that because I was living by myself for the first year of uni, and my student finance, I was getting max student finance, and it wasn't paying for everything.
Damn.
So it's like now coming out of uni and you're growing, you've probably got more expenses. Like it's expensive to live alone, and even if you can afford it, let's say you spend £1,000 a month on bills living by yourself. If you stayed at home, think about what you can do with that grand. Like stay at home for a year. That's 12k.
That's
that you saved up.
And that's not us saying, oh yeah, you could have put it in a kind of an investment ISA and saved up, and then you get 10% return on investment. That's not what we're saying. We're saying that you could have put 5k aside for a little car that you want to get. You know, buy it outright. Put 8 to experience and live a life. You know what I mean? So that's why we say it's like another thing is like, cool. Life after uni, you're lost. You don't know what to do. But it's also about don't be in a rush to make long-term decisions. That's something that I've been told as well right now, is that even, you know, 2 years after uni, I'm still struggling with that because I'm in this little limbo space. I'm trying to rush and be an adult, live by myself. Listen, if the numbers ain't right, there's no rush.
You know what I realized as well? That between 21 to even like 30, everybody is on their own path. Like there is really no right life that you're meant to have.
Brother, you took the words out of my
Ignore
mind.
social media because there's 19-year-olds these days that are gone, that are living, they're done. There's people that are 29 that are gone, that are done, and they only got it at 28. Like everybody has their own time, and I've noticed as well that everybody lives the same in that age gap. Like everybody acts the same, everybody lives the same. Yeah, there's maturity levels and experience and that stuff, but like the 20 to 30, we're all the same.
Yeah,
like we're all the same.
Unless we're gone, you know you're a millionaire. Like the rest of us, it is what it is.
Yeah, so there is honestly no rush to do anything. I think take time. I'm a big advocate of sacrifice the years now to have the rest of your life. Like you can sacrifice, you can hustle and sacrifice 20 to 30 or 10 years or whatever, building, and then imagine 30 to the day you die, that you're set, you're done. Like, how many people do you know that are gone clear at 30 years old? Like not many. Like yeah, you see it, celebrities and all that stuff, but direct people that you know, how many people do you know that are gone at 30 years old? It's not often. Like most people, if you live the normal like structure of life, you're gone in your 50s. Like
when it's time to retire.
Yeah, retirement age. And that's if you do everything right and you stick to the system and all this stuff. Like you'll be gone clear in your 50s, of which then you've got say like 20 years of, if you're healthy, to experience like that money.
It's too late, man.
Yeah, man. Like it doesn't need to be that long. You can really. I saw one post today from it was from Central Seas manager. He said that he was living in his mum's house until he was 27. And up until this time, he had $500,000 to his name. And he literally said his message was to the kids. Do you see the post? His message was to youth, that a lot of people nowadays, they want to move out on all this stuff, and they want to move out. They want to finance an expensive car. They want to be living lavish, going on holidays, all this stuff, when they haven't even got 10k to their name. And it's like take time Foundations
Fine.
first. And I'm saying this from experience as well. Like I've done a lot. I've done a lot.
He's lived.
Yeah, I've lived quite a bit. Like I've lived by myself. Lived in Riverside apartment. I've done the holidays. I've had the car that I wanted. Like
He's had the income.
I've had the income.
He's been at the top
Yeah, I've made the money. I've lost the money. Like everything. And I can say,
at a young age as well.
yeah, at young. Yeah, so I say, so, yeah, man. So I can say, I'm telling you, like from experience, just hustle in these like early years, because I am years old now.
Whoa.
Everybody's always joking about how old I am.
Let's bleep that. Let's bleep that one, because that's crazy. That's crazy.
I said just put it out there.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
We're not putting it out there. Take time.
Yeah, okay. All right, we're circle. Nobody needs to know. If you want to know, then like do your digging.
Yeah.
But I would have done a lot in my like 20s, early 20s.
You know, I'd say your late teens. It was your late teens,
late
no?
teens into 21.
Late, like that 2 year spell.
Yeah, and it's just like right now, life is not much different. Like I've got the same, I've got more freedom and all that stuff. Yeah, I've got basically the same responsibilities or more, but like I said, between the ages of 18 to like late 20s, your life is the same. So there is no rush. Like just take time, build your foundations, and then be gone. Like for the other 3 quarters of your life.
Yeah, they're crazy, right?
Yeah.
I'd say then, like a last thing that I want to touch upon is kind of yeah, because that was crazy.
No, that's gonna be
that was out of pocket. That was out of pocket. That was out of pocket.
I said it was uncle.
That was unnecessary. What you doing? Yeah, man. But just a quick one. Then I just want to talk about maybe like kind of the mental realities of it. Like, cool. Yeah, let's say the logistical realities of not spending money, not having kind of direction. Cool. Stay at home, live at home, save your money. X, Y, and Z. But how is it mentally? Like, what are kind of the mental stuff you've had to
challenges?
It's
hard. Even now, like I'm on a real minimalistic life right now. For me, every single thing is necessities.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not interested if it doesn't fit with the plan, and it is hard because you just want to live. Like I want to drive. I want to get my car. I want to travel. I want to get my own place. I want to do all this stuff because especially having had it before.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just remembering what matters at the end of the day.
Okay.
Yeah, remembering what your end goal is. You have to make sacrifices.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the challenge. The challenge is the urges, wanting to spend money.
So let's do it like this though. Uni graduate, just graduated. I don't have a purpose. I don't have a direction, and I'm seeing all of my friends. It's been 6 months. I'm seeing all of my friends taking trips, taking holidays. What do I do?
I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but there still needs to be management. Don't go and work just to spend all of your money on an experience. Yes, you might not know what you want to do long term, but you do need to build so that when you do know, you have a bit of a foundation.
Mm-hmm.
Like but there needs to be a balance, basically.
Okay.
I think there just needs to be a balance. You need to build, because you're not gonna be clueless forever. You're not just gonna be wandering aimlessly forever. So when the time comes where you do know what you want to do,
and you set the foundations right, and it's time to go.
Yeah.
No, I hear that.
I think like for those people, I think that a good habit is saving like a savings account or an investment account. Just put it somewhere where you can't take it out and then spend everything else. Yeah,
for me personally, I'd probably say highly recommend. So I've been saving since the end of third year uni, saving multiple percentages, and even now where it's like, I'm in a state of uncertainty, but I'm okay. I'm comfortable. Why? Because
savings.
I got money in the bank.
But why did you make those savings in the first place? Why did you not just do normal?
I mean, I think what it is, it's there were two things. One was, in first year and second year uni, I got to a point where I realized like I've got because I had a bursary, I had student loan, whatever, and I was like, I've just had 2 years where I've got £18,000 into my bank account. I've got £300 left. what's going on. It just didn't make sense. Like I've had all of this money, but I've got nothing left to show for it, and it was just bugging me out. So that was the first thing. That was the first little itch. And then obviously I came across this book called The Richest Man in Babylon, and he talks about the ease and the importance of saving 10%, right? And it's just a story of a man in Babylon, whatever. And he's saying now, like, true wealth cannot be gained if a man can't save 10%, right? And then I just built up that fundamental habit from that book, saying, okay, just save 10%. And then when I graduated uni, I had no job because of lockdown in 2020 for 5 months, and I had my savings that I'd started saving from the second half of third year, so from January 2020. Yeah, exactly. So I had like £600-700 saved, and those 5 months with no job, I was living lavish. I enjoyed, but then by the end of it, by like October, the savings ran out. So I said, okay, cool. I had money that felt nice, but the money ran out. What does that mean? That means that I enjoyed the saving, but I didn't have enough saved up. So I need to save more. You see what I mean? And then I realized that I can also go without 10% of my income.
How are you saving more and still living like your present day at the same time? Or you making sacrifices?
I think, two things. Number one is I was extremely fortunate because my wage is crazy. My wage is insane. So it was a lot. Now. Yeah. So it was very easy. But then the second thing was I made sacrifices. So there was a lot of places I could have gone. There's a lot of new trainers that I could have bought, but I had to kind of put in those habits. So one of the rules was I could only spend every other paycheck. So on a month-to-month basis, when I'm not spending, it's 30% saved up. And then when I'm spending, it's I can spend 10%, but then I save the other 20%. And then that's how I basically accelerated it. And then it got to a point, I remember we spoke about this in about July, where it's like, okay, I'm really unhappy because it's like I've got all of this money, but I'm saving all of it. So it's like I realized that cool, it's good to spend, but it's good to save, but I was saving way too much because I wasn't doing anything at the same time. So I was just like, okay, let me ease up a little bit on the savings because now I've got a lot of savings. Now I can slow it down. I can still save, but I don't need to be as aggressive. And then with what I'm not saving anymore, I'm spending. So I was able to kind of figure out that middle ground and find the balance.
Yeah, I think it was really good at the beginning where you said that every other month. I think you do need, because saving all this stuff, like, it is sacrificing. You're taking away from the fun. So you do need to reward yourself every now and again, whether it's once a month, whether it's once a week, whether it means you get to save 10% and then you get to spend 10% on whatever you want. Like, because it is a chore. Like, who likes saving money? You're not doing anything with it.
It's jarring.
So you need to like give yourself incentives, and then, like you said, you got to that stage of cool, you're saving so much that now you're not doing anything to enjoy your life. And so balance.
And the two things I realized was, now it's like, even now I'm in this situation, I'm very thankful that I've done the savings, and it's great. But one thing that I kind of picked up with Peter was that I think at the beginning, one thing that is really cool is for you to, me personally, I'd say I would be a lot more aggressive on the saving. The reason why I say this is that, when you're saving £20 a month for like 3 months, you're like, it's not doing anything. This is taking forever, right? But what I feel is I'd like to start aggressive, get to like £300, £400, £500 saved up over 2 months. Then it's like, okay, it's saving another £50 every other month. It's easier to go from 500 to 600. It looks nicer on the eyes rather than still going from 10 to 20 to 30, because you're thinking, this is going to take forever to get to 1,000 or 2,000. That's one thing. So I would recommend, being aggressive way at the start, just to quickly get your savings up, right? But then another thing is, I remember you said this to me as well, that's kind of stuck, is that also have purpose and definitions for what you're saving.
Yeah, I was about to ask you the question.
You see what I'm saying?
Why are you saving?
There you go. Because it's like, cool, your savings for savings sake, but what will end up happening is that, when you're low on money or you want to get new trainers, whatever, you just go dip into your savings.
If you feel like treating yourself, right? I got a rack.
I got a rack. I
ain't got nothing to save for. Let me go and treat myself.
There you go. So one thing that kind of also improved my saving habits was speaking to you and realizing, okay, let me put some definitions on what these savings are. So obviously I kind of split my savings into probably 2 to 3 categories. The first one was in my emergency fund. This one, situations like this, if I was to ever, any emergency, go unemployed or don't have anywhere to stay, don't have anywhere to sleep, my mom's in trouble, whatever.
People overlook that. Like, if things happen, there will always be rainy days. Having that, COVID, People with emergency funds were cool.
Easy, love.
People that didn't have emergency funds suffered.
They're suffering, brother. Suffering, brother. So that's the first one. It's the emergency fund, right? Then the second one is more like my fun one where I like to invest. So my savings where I like to invest because I like looking at the stock market, whatever. So put a small little percentage in there and investing because I'm just trying to see returns over a 5-year period.
But to do what with that though?
Just
it's the same thing.
Just
as saving,
basically just playing with the compound effect. So it's I understand the compound effect and I understand it. So I'm literally the purpose of that is to let compound.
But to do what with the result though?
I'll deal with that in 10 years time. Like I don't care.
So it's your let's say retirement money.
Exactly. In 10 years time, brother. In 10 years time, if I want to go buy a house, I'll buy a house. If I want to buy a car, cash, whatever. But what that's it's there for, it's the compound effect. You know what I mean? What I want to do within 10 years, I don't care. As long as full 10 years, I don't touch that money. If that makes sense. And then the third one is more for those kind of things that I want to save up for. That's what that one is. If I want to save up for a new MacBook Pro, if I want to save up for a new sofa, a new TV, the short things that are going to take a while for them to build up, that's what those savings account for. So I've got these different categories to help me basically save. And when I need to take something out, I go here or here or here. If I need to build up, I know where to prioritize X, Y, and Z. If I know that, okay, this one is going from 10 to 20, if I'm just saving up for Jordans, it's cool for it to go in £10, whatever. But if I'm saving for 10 years, I'd rather see you go up by hundreds or thousands or X, Y, and Z. And that's helped me with my saving. And I'd highly recommend, when you kind of leave uni and you kind of go into the working world, going from earning nothing or earning student finance every 3-4 months to then getting the same paycheck on a month-to-month basis, save. And it's like get into the habit of seeing 10% less or 15% less of your income and let that become your new norm rather than having that income for like 5 months and you're like, okay, now I have to lose 10%.
It's from the jump.
From the jump, because 9 times out of 10 you're gonna spend everything that you get, if that makes sense.
You will always spend everything you have.
Exactly. So if you get used to having 10% less will become your new norm. And you trust me, listen people, trust me, you can survive with 10% less of your income. I promise you. Especially with no kids. If you got kids, different story.
But you lot know it. You've been to uni. Like, think about the times where we run out of money, run out of student finance, they're having to eat struggle meals. Like, you've been through it. So just going out into the real world and doing it now, it's just harder because now you've got money. Like, if you've got a nice job or whatever, you've got the money, so it's easier to have that whole abundance mindset. But nah, man, stay hustling for a couple years and then live the rest of your life a winner.
Beautiful, my friend. Beautiful. Yeah, man. So I thought we'd switch up a little bit, touch on that kind of uni thing, use our expertise and our current lifestyle and our current setup to kind of help speak to the masses. If you guys have enjoyed, make sure you comment, share, like, and subscribe. It's been your boy Bongs.
It's been Shay Ventures.
And see you in the next one. Peace.